let's talk about the latest development. And we have Omotola Imafidon, equities trader with First Securities Brokers Limited. Thank you for joining us, Omotola.
Thank you so much for having me. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, so now we're all happy that just last week we ended the final we ended the month of May in the green, and then we're still continuing that green in the market in the midst of macroeconomic challenges and so many others. But can you tell us what's actually driving the market's positive turn? Because I know that some Q1 earnings results have come in, but that's not really the focus. What's actually the focus for this market's positive move?
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me once again. So like you already mentioned, the equities market so far this year has been positive. And for the month of May was actually the most positive month we've seen in the year. 5.62% was the return. And really, despite the fact that there are a lot of macro challenges here and there, we saw that oil prices are still coming down and all the rest. But it just shows generally that investors are really, really positive and bullish about the market, about the recovery. I mean, they're positive about the recoveries that we are seeing being posted by a number of the non-banking financial counters, because they've been the ones that are non-banking counters, basically, because they've been the ones that have been at the forefront of the rally that we saw in the month of May, and so far in the month of June. The likes of, we'll say the likes of Nigerian breweries and Guinness, which, because of the FX losses, most of them booked previously, but they've gone ahead, done a lot of restructuring, and the impact is beginning to show in their numbers. So investors are rewarding that. And at the same time, for the telecom giant as well, MTN as well, who also suffered some bit of FX losses, they were also one of the top gainers that we've seen in the market. Shows that the tariff hike and also the lot of internal restructurings that they've done as well is paying off. So these are things that we've seen. And then for the banks, market investors are also still positive about the banks. So we've seen the likes of Stanbic, we've seen ETI, we've seen Zenith, we've seen GTCO, Access Corp as one of the top gainers as well in the month of May, and also so far this month, a number of them have been positive. And then, of course, cement counters as well. Some of the big caps, all this while, have been sort of flattish, but we've also seen movement there. Although it was not all positive, we saw weakness in some of the energy stocks, the likes of Seplat, but they were not enough to depress the positive run that the other heavier stocks in the market have posted.
Okay, so now I know that it's about time that some companies are actually marking down for dividend payments, and this has a way of affecting the markets. Can you tell us some of these companies on the NGX which will be paying their dividend, and what effect would that be having on the market in the short term?
Okay, so thanks so much. A number of the companies have already been marked for dividend, except for a few. The likes of Seplat was already adjusted previous week. I think UACN's AGM is coming up today. So, but already the market has been adjusted for that. But a number of companies have paid their dividends already. Going forward now, it's the fact that a number of the banks will be paying their interim dividends come Q2 2020. Come the end of Q2, they'll be doing the half-year interim dividends. So we expect that there will be those ones by, this is June, by July, August, we'll be able to, those announcements will come to the market, and at that point is when we'll see a number of the more dividend adjustments coming. But for now, most stocks are trading normally. There's really no news yet to drive any dividend adjustment for now in the market.
Okay, finally, just about 30 seconds. Myself and my anchor there, Laddie Williams, were just talking about, selling May and go away, which we didn't see that. So what are we to expect in June so that we can give a coinage to, what the month of June should be? What do you expect for the month of June for the markets?
Okay, we expect the month of June to still be positive because, like I initially mentioned, the earnings season is, around the corner, basically, and the fact that investors will definitely want to start positioning again to see where opportunities still lie. A number of the listed stocks have headroom for growth across different sectors, basically, especially the consumer names. which had been badly battered, and some of the banks as well, which have been recapitalized and may have capacity to do more. So we anticipate that the market will still remain positive for the month of June. We may not rule out profit taking, intermittent profit taking, but we think the markets will close positively.